There we are. Right then. So I'm just going to jump straight into a screen share for you. Actually, maybe it's not you, Joel. Right. I think it's Brian. I think you're safe, Joanne. Right, Brian, I'm going to keep you muted just for a little bit, just because your background noise. Hi, Jenny. We've got you finally.
Hello, sorry, my sound wasn't on there. This work laptop is the worst. It's so slow.
Where are you from, Jenny? Scotland? Oh, we've lost her.
From Scotland. I live in Glasgow, but I'm from the Outer Hebrides.
Ah.
Like a proper
lots of accents on board today. I said lots of accents on board today. I'm not usually very good with accents, so I'm like really listening to everyone.
Well, I'll try my best to speak in a non-Scottish accent, or an English accent if you like.
Thanks.
Is my background okay now?
Sorry?
Is my background sound okay now? I closed the window, it's just kids outside screaming.
I think I can still hear them, to be honest.
Oh, really? Fucking too loud they are. I'm going to get away to the door.
What I'm going to do, Brian, is I'm going to mute you, but if you've got
just
kind of like jump out and speak then, okay, mate? Right, mate, you're muted. I'm sorry. Right then, guys, here we are. Jump straight into week one. So it's quite nice for all of you guys, actually. You're all quite new. Joanne, I'm not sure whether you've seen week one already.
I think I might. I'm not sure, you know.
Have I? I don't know.
Have I seen it?
Thank you.
I've only been on 2, so I don't think it was the first one. Maybe it was the second.
Yeah, you just kind of like
yeah,
on whichever ones were there.
Whenever I was available.
Yeah, that's fine. Also, though, guys, if any of you, I know, I don't think he's on Callum at the moment, but I know that he wanted to catch up on them. There are the replays in the files section. If you've got free time and you just want to catch up quickly on the replays, that's absolutely fine as well. Obviously, I love having you all live. It gives me someone to speak to at the very least. But yeah, you are welcome to catch the replays as well. But yeah, just jumping straight into week one. Week one's basically about kind of like the stuff that kind of helps your business and affects your business, but you don't necessarily like, I don't know, learn about too much, or you don't really figure it out until a few weeks in. And you're like, oh, I wish I'd been doing this, or I wish I'd been doing that. So it's all the little things under the surface, as I say, that are just kind of, I don't know, as important as the rest of the stuff, but maybe aren't spoke about as much, so you might not hear about them really. But yeah, we'll jump straight in. So our first one is routines. And so first of all, we've got morning routines. And why are they so important? So for me, they're important because they just kind of give you that time in the morning to have some time to yourself, get a bit of clarity and figure out what you actually want to do with like the start of your day or throughout the day. And it can really just help set you up in terms of like, if you get up and you look at your phone straight away and there's something negative on there, or somebody's posted from school that you never liked, or just something really random, it could be anything. And then you almost carry that with you throughout the day, or like straight away as soon as you get out of bed, you're like, oh, you've got that kind of like mannerism and like vibe about you almost. So for me, these are the things that myself and Tom do in our morning routine. And yeah, first of all, as you guys can see, we've got a big like stop sign on a mobile phone. So when we go to bed of an evening, or sometimes even before we go to bed and we're just kind of like chilling out, whether we're watching TV, reading books, whatever it might be, we'll put our phones on aeroplane mode at that point, probably around 10 p.m. And they won't come off aeroplane mode until kind of like, probably about 8:30 in the morning.
I don't turn mine off until I get to work generally, which is about 8:30.
Yeah. So we're up at kind of like 7. We'll do a meditation, our gratitude journals, affirmations, visualizations and goals. Tom will go off to work. I'll go downstairs and like have a chat with my mom, spend some time with her. And then when she goes off to work, that's when my phone will come out of airplane mode. Sometimes I go to the gym before I come out of airplane mode. Just depends how I'm feeling. But yeah, so yeah, my phone personally goes on airplane mode between 10 and 11 on the evening, and then comes out of airplane mode between 8:30 and 9 in the morning. So it's like a 12-hour-ish period of time that my phone's on airplane mode and I can't be contacted via online. But yeah, so has anybody kind of done any meditation before? Have any of you kind of experienced meditation?
I kind of have a little bit, but I've not properly devoted myself to it. And I'll use the Calm app before I go to bed, but literally just to send me to sleep. I'm not properly meditating. I just kind of zonk out.
Yeah, that's kind of how I started getting into meditation, if I'm honest, Jenny. Probably like 2 years before I started the CEO movement. I was literally using meditation apps. So I was using Calm and another app called Meditations. And I was using those two literally to get to sleep, because I used to really struggle like switching my brain off and just getting to sleep.
Same.
So yeah, that's literally how I kind of fell into meditation as well. At one point I tried like, I don't know, the Horlicks and bloody sleeping tablets and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, meditation works the best for me. But yeah, kind of in the morning now, if me and Tom kind of get up late, run a little bit late or whatever it is, there's one meditation in particular that we'll use that is literally 4 minutes long. So it's not very long. Everybody can squeeze it into their day. I used to use it when I was working as well, because obviously I didn't really have the time to like do this whole morning routine before I went out to my 9 to 5. So if any of you want that meditation, it's about like positive energy, and basically the start of it tells you to smile. So you feel a bit crazy because you're sat there with your eyes closed, like smiling as wide as you can. But it's quite nice because it says that basically even if you fake a smile, it's like scientifically proven to improve your mood. So
I like the Honest Guys as well, which I think it was you that mentioned.
Yeah, that's who that meditation's from, the Honest Guys.
Yeah, I have tried meditating quite a bit recently, and even more so sleep meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that like the past week I've had the best sleeps ever.
Literally just like, I used to listen to the ones that like Jenny listens to, and it will take you through this whole meditation, and then it will count down from like 10 to 1. And I never got to 1. I was always asleep before 1 came.
Me too. I'm asleep within like 2 minutes, but I'm such a bad sleeper, so it works so well.
Oh, that's so good. But yeah, the Honest Guys, as Joanne just mentioned, we absolutely love them. We listen to those kind of on YouTube all the time. And again, kind of just to make it very clear, obviously we don't turn our phones on until after this routine. So we just, I don't know if you can see the TV back there, we just stick YouTube on the TV. And neither of us are signed into YouTube on there either. So it's not like you get any random notifications come through on there. We literally just go onto YouTube, the Honest Guys come up, and then we'll click onto a meditation.
Because it's all we use it for as well, the only thing that pops up on the recommended videos is meditation stuff, so you don't really get any, like, I don't know, random crap from YouTube that's slightly negative and spoils that perfect start to your day.
Yeah, our whole life.
To be honest.
It's called The Honest Guys.
The Honest Guys.
YouTube channel, yeah. Yeah, literally our YouTube, you open it and it's like productive music, morning meditations or sleeping meditations, that's it.
All the essentials.
Yeah. And then is anybody reading The Magic at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we got a few reading The Magic. So have you all been doing your gratitude journals?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How are you finding it?
Great.
Well, I've just did the one that I do, and then I do the same ones every day. Am I doing it wrong?
You've been what? Sorry, doing the same ones every day?
Yeah, I didn't realize. Am I supposed to write 10 new ones every day?
It's entirely up to you. I do 10 new ones every day.
Ah, okay.
The more you feel grateful for, the better it can be.
Yeah.
I'd probably say from my experience, because I was doing the same, is like up until the last few days, we've started reading the magic as well as like together, and the only thing I found is that because you meant to do 10 every day, I started recycling ones from the day before. And I found after we got to like day 5 or 6, and now it started to become a bit of a, like, I'm just writing them for the sake of filling that like 8, 9, 10 spots.
I don't think that's a bad thing though, Tom.
I don't know, because you're meant to feel grateful for the stuff, and if you're just putting it in because you need to fill 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, I guess don't just put it in if you're not feeling grateful, but you know, if that's coming up every day, because I keep repeating mine some days, but that's what's coming into my head, what I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
So I'm still writing it down just because, you know, that is what I'm grateful for, but it is repeating it. So I'm guessing that's what at the minute is key to me, and that's what I'm valuing at the minute. So.
That's a really good point, Alex. What I personally do with the magic is whatever that day you're reading focuses on, I tend to centre my gratitude journal around that subject. Yeah. So if the day is health, for instance, my gratitude journal will be all the things I'm like grateful for about my health. So that's how I tend to kind of structure my gratitude journal when reading the magic, and it makes it a little bit easier. It makes it so you don't feel like you just kind of like it's a chore or you're just repeating yourself. And yeah, there's a few of mine that creep in like every day, like Tom, my mum. So there's a few that do creep in every day, but
I think you've just got to do it as it comes. Don't like think too much of it.
Yeah, I think that was my problem is that I was thinking too much of it, because
that's it. Yeah,
I was finding it difficult to get 10 because I was doing it generally rather than like Lily setting a subject each day. I was doing it just generally, and like you said yourself, there are ones which I'm grateful for every day, which is like the opportunity with the magic, the business, Facebook's ad platform and stuff, because of how good it is and how quick it enables to grow, and then like family, friends and stuff, which I am genuinely grateful for every day. But then there were a few which I was just throwing in because I was like, I am grateful for them, but I need for these 8, 9, 10 as well.
Yeah, when I was reading it, I was just rushing through the chapters, so it was pointless, really. And like I was like trying to knock out a chapter within a couple of minutes, and then just sit there and then going like, yeah, on to the next one tomorrow. But that's not what you're meant to do. You're meant to like take it in and like show what I have gratitude for. So I just stopped. I haven't read it in about a week, maybe.
Well, it means you got to go back to the start.
You got to start again.
Yeah. I know. Keep going.
My first time round with the magic, I read like up to day 9, I think it was, and then I went away for the weekend and I forgot the book, so I had to go back like 3 days for the weekend. Well, it was the 3-day weekend, and obviously it's go back 3 days for every day you miss. So I was literally back to the start. I was like, oh my god, no. So
has anyone watched The Secret?
You haven't watched The Secret? It's
No, has anyone watched it on Netflix? The Secret?
Yeah, I've got the DVD and I've watched it on Netflix.
Yeah, that's right. I watched it on Netflix.
Yeah, I've got The Hero as well, which is kind of the same sequel. The only thing that I found with The Hero is that it's written how The Secret is filmed. So it's like a small paragraph and then it's like loads of quotes from people in like different industries.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I just didn't get on very well reading that format. You might be completely different, but for me, just like reading quote after quote after quote was like, whoa, what is this? I didn't mind watching it and The Secret, but The Hero was a little bit hit and miss for me.
Yeah, too many quotes. Like you need to it's like on your fan page. It's like posting too many quotes every day. You need to like put meaning, like a meaning to it as well.
Yeah, definitely. But we'll get onto fan pages in just a while. So just going down to kind of affirmations as well. Affirmations is something that I kind of didn't really take any notice of until probably the start of this year, maybe even like February, if I'm honest. Just because I was just like, well, how's telling myself that, I don't know, I'm funny, I'm just going to go with funny. I think I'm funny anyway, but how's telling myself I'm funny every morning gonna like help me in my business or throughout my day or whatever it is? And I was quite skeptical of affirmations, but if you aren't doing them at the moment, they are really good just to kind of like eliminate any self-doubt that you have or any kind of negativity you have, even towards yourself. Like we all get those days where you're just feeling a little bit down. So yeah, affirmations really helped me just kind of like get out of that funk. So yeah, and again, they can feel a little bit alien to begin with, but something I did take from the hero actually is that the easiest time to start affirmations and to do them is like just before you go to sleep. And the idea is that kind of like your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind like is tired, so it kind of shuts off almost. So whatever you're saying, your conscious mind shuts off. So whatever you're saying will go straight into your subconscious. So it almost is like rewriting your thoughts. So yeah, kind of like your affirmations. If you're not doing them already, or if you're struggling with them in the morning, just kind of like try them out of an evening. And then yeah, just see how you get on from there. I'm just muting you guys a second. You okay, Alex?
Yeah, I was just going to add real quick. If you're struggling with affirmations, there is guided affirmations. Excuse me. And that does just help you, just because it's hard to think of affirmations yourself sometimes if you're starting off. Just go on YouTube and just type in like guided affirmations, and it'll go through like nice and slowly, and just take deep breaths while you're doing it. And that helps you get into your mind because you're hearing one person say it, and then you hear like you do it yourself. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm really happy on your end. I'm going to mute you. One of the girls in our community, Camila, I think a few of you might have seen or heard her around. She actually she's really good with her affirmations anyway, but she actually recorded her own voice saying her affirmations so that she could listen to herself, tell herself positive things, which could be quite powerful as well. I haven't personally done it, but I can imagine it's quite powerful. I don't know where these little green lines have come from all of a sudden. That wasn't me, I swear.
You do have your hands on the mouse.
And visualization and goals. So this is basically, do you remember when you guys filled out your questionnaire when you first got started with CEO? And it said, the last question is, I think that's the last question, describe your dream lifestyle using the 5 senses. It's basically that. So if you essentially focus on something so much you're grateful for it before it even happens, and you're visualizing it daily, it will just kind of affirm it and make it happen. So if there is like a situation or something that you want, or kind of somewhere you want to be in the next year, just kind of take some time out in an evening or whenever it is, and just write down really kind of what that whole day would look like. And yeah, just kind of read that every morning. The recommendation is every morning and every evening. But if you can only find time either or, then that'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, so it's essentially just using your 5 senses, and yeah, just really kind of focusing on that day. My only kind of experience with this that I can give you an example of right now would be when when I was working in the jewellers, there was this watch I really, really wanted, and I didn't need it at all, not one bit. And it was, I think it was like £285, and I just kept on telling myself, I was like, I don't need it, because I didn't. But every day or every other day, I would go into work and I'd try this watch on, and I'd be like, oh, but I really like it, and everyone would be like, just buy the watch. And I was like, no, I'm not buying it, I don't need it. But so in terms of like me wanting something and feeling the emotions of having it, I was like going through all of that, because every time I went into work, I'd try it on, and we got to see with us, and yeah, so that was kind of like me going, I really want this item. And when I was at work, literally like Vivienne Westwood, it was a Vivienne Westwood watch, and they never ever ran competitions for stores. And then all of a sudden, after about like 2 months of me trying this watch on and wanting it, and then like picking up handbags and being like, oh, it would match this handbag, Vivienne Westwood like created this competition, and the competition was the person that sold the highest value of watches across 68 stores would win a watch. And I was just like, I worked in like one of the quality stores in the company, and I was like, there is no chance I'm winning this competition. And it was the 6 weeks long, and every time I was like, I really want this watch, really want this watch. And then after the 6 weeks, it turned out that I'd only sold 2 watches, but because I'd sold like the highest value watches in Vivienne Westwood, I ended up winning the competition. And the watch that you won was the one that I'd been trying on for 3 months. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. So that's kind of like my personal experience with visualization and goals, and just really kind of wanting something and visualizing it. And obviously I had that physical product that I could try on. But I watched, I think it's in The Secret actually, Brian, you correct me if I'm wrong. I think in The Secret they say about visualization and goals, and a man sits on his couch and he's pretending that he's driving a car, and he's like feeling what it would be like. He's feeling the wind blowing across his face and things.
Yeah. Did see it there.
Yeah. So it's like just focus on the senses and how it will really feel to achieve that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so visualization and goals, make it something again like that you really want to read, in a situation that you really want to happen and you're really positive and happy about, and that you can kind of look at and read every day. Right then, so I've already kind of like discussed our evening routine a little bit with you guys, but generally it consists of going on airplane mode. And as I say, myself and Tom will go onto airplane mode anytime between kind of like 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. And then it won't come back out of airplane mode until after our morning routine. And then during that time, we'll either just kind of like have some downtime, we'll do meditation or just relax. And depending on kind of what we're reading at the moment is the magic. So it just depends whether that's an evening read or a morning read. So we'll read as well. So it's nothing too structured for the evening. It's just kind of like time just to step away from the phone, step away from laptops, and just really like chill out really. So in terms of routines, like you still might be sitting there thinking, oh, was it important? And the thing is, it's important just because whatever job you're in or whatever situation you're in, working online is exactly the same. You still need some downtime. You need some time away from the business where it's just kind of like you focusing on you. That is routines. And then day-to-day things, we've got, so as you guys have just kind of like got up and running, I think most of you have already gone through kind of like module 1, and and continued through to the other modules. So I'm guessing you're all on kind of module 3 now. Yeah, I'm guessing so. And then just kind of remember to stay in touch with your coach at least once a week, I'd say. Just pop them a message, just check in and tell them how you're getting on. What you're up to, if you're setting up your fan page, or if you're thinking about starting an ad, what kind of ad you want to run. And yeah, just stay in touch with them, because the thing is, like, personally, like, I don't know if you guys can't find any information out, if you're having trouble doing anything, if you're stuck or anything like that. Like, you have to come and tell us as coaches. So yeah, just stay in touch, and obviously we'll be able to help you out where we can. Well, we can help you out in any way.
I've done a lot of Nate's and Danny's editing.
I'm sure they love it. Just keep on at them.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just attend all masterminds as well, because obviously even if you can't get to them all live, just make sure you're catching the replays. And if you can't catch all of the replays, if you've got a question, just go into the file section, and all of the topics are next to the mastermind link. So just check out the topics and then go ahead and watch that mastermind and see what's discussed on there. Because you can ask your coach all these questions, it's not a problem, but your coach is one person and one opinion. So it's great to kind of jump on a mastermind if you can. If you're thinking of doing a go live and you don't know what to do a go live about, your coach could say, "I'll just do it about your story." But if you jump onto the mastermind that we had last week about go lives, last week, there's like 15 other people's opinion on go lives. So
it was the week before. Last week was Instagram.
But yeah, so that's why masterminds are so important, because it's so many people coming together, and obviously no single person's opinion matters more than anyone else's. So you're better off getting as many people's opinion as you can, and the mastermind is the place to do that, really. So yeah, if you can't get there live, just make sure that you're catching the replays, or you're checking the file section for any questions you have. I'd love to know what these lovely green lines are that keep appearing. I don't know how this is happening. But beyond kind of like week 1 and when you're first getting up and running, so I'm going to try and be clever now and like erase them or something. IT Tom is in the house, everyone. Oh, now he's broke it.
Okay, chill out, man.
Right then, so the most important thing for me is I am coming out of, just because Tom's going to tell me I still am, like being the queen of procrastination. So for me, to-do lists and planners, and like I've got like a whole schedule now, like having something that I need to stick to in a sense, or just like a to-do list of tasks I need to do in that day or the week, works really, really well for me. I know some people have like whiteboards and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, just stay focused and stay organised. So whatever you need to do, just make a note of it somewhere. Don't lose the notes like I do. Write them on the phone if you need to. And yeah, just kind of like stay as organised as you can. And just make sure that you're getting stuff done. My only example of this would be Neil Burrows. I'm sure he won't mind me saying, but he kept on meaning to create new ad accounts, and it was on his to-do list, and he kept pushing it back because he had other things that he wanted to do first. And then he kind of like lost his ability to have those extra ad accounts. So just make sure that if you know something's important and it's on your to-do list, do it. Because it's there for a reason, basically. And again, kind of like throughout your whole journey with CEO, you're going to keep learning. You're going to keep kind of, the internet is ever changing, so it's not going to get complacent. You're not going to get complacent. It's an ever changing market. So there's training videos all the time. And all the training actually is being updated at the moment. So we'll all have to rewatch those, see what information's in there. Keep reading and listening to audio. Do any of you guys listen to podcasts at the moment? No. I used to listen to podcasts on the way to work. I don't listen to them so much anymore, but they are really good actually. They give you you can listen to some about Facebook ads and all kinds of stuff, and just I think there's one called Boss Babes for you ladies, just about kind of taking control of your life.
Perpetual Traffic, if you're interested in the more advanced side of Facebook advertising.
Is it The Art of Perpetual Traffic?
I don't know, it's just called Perpetual Traffic.
Is it? Perpetual, I can't even say that word, perpetual traffic, the word that Tom just said. That one's really good. If you were on last night,
it's just called Perpetual Traffic Podcast. It's available if you've got an iPhone. It's available on podcast.
I can't spell perpetual. I can't spell it. Nice one to message me after.
Yeah, Tom will drop you a message, or I will.
Yeah. No, that's all right.
But yeah, so obviously if you're on last night's mastermind, you'll hear that Josh Stania, he even mentioned kind of a quote from Perpetual Traffic podcast. So a lot of people in the community listen to it. It has a lot of value. But also there's even podcasts about law of attraction. There's podcasts about just being organised and taking control of your life. If you need a podcast, there is a podcast on it. And if there isn't, create one. And start getting people to come to your podcast. Also, kind of the day-to-day tasks of the business are just generally kind of running ads, as you guys are all aware at this point. Running ads, checking ads, creating ads. And yeah, just kind of speaking to your leads, responding to messages on your ad. So yeah, that's kind of the day-to-day rundown. Just for those that are already running ads, how do you find kind of day-to-day tasks? Do you find it quite easy to keep track of things? Is there anything that, I don't know, you need help or support with at all? No? I'm just looking at Joanne smiling at me. I'm guessing not.
Well, come on, Joanne, what are you smiling about? Get it out here. This is a safe place, Joanne.
I've got nothing.
She's lying.
How are you finding responding to messages at the moment, Joanne?
I've been struggling with that bit. Now I've got, since having my week off this week, being on top of everything's been quite easy. It's been quite good. It's just when I'm at work, I feel like I keep having to run off to look to my phone because I want to see what's going on, and I can't.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yeah. The messages is, I've got quite a few messages that we've got in our mastermind. I've got saved, so I can go through and be what, get a few things from that. But yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah. I think for me and Tom, the most important thing that we find with people that we're messaging is just to we just treat them like they're already friends. Because if they are going to join your team at the end of the day, they will be people that you build a relationship with and you'll be working with daily. So we literally just try and be as kind of relaxed, I'd say.
I'd say it's not even necessarily treating them as a friend. It's for me, the principle I use is that from the second that anybody starts interacting with me, so whether they become a lead and don't speak to me at all, or whether they drop a comment or a like, they're, in my head, a member of my team already, and I'll treat them as such.
Yeah.
And that way, I think by giving yourself that mental preparation of that they're already a member of your team, not only are you working with law of attraction, but you're also going to treat them as if they already are. So they start to feel a sense of belonging when speaking to you. So the trust level's built and they want to reciprocate all those nice things you're saying and what you're offering. So they're more likely to convert.
I think sometimes we can get so caught up in saying the right thing almost. when there's not really a right thing to say. So for me, I just generally kind of, if Alicia was here, she'd be able to let you guys know, but I just tend to just kind of like ask people how their day is, what they've been up to, how they're getting on at work, and yeah, just that all ties into kind of like, why do you want to start with the CEO movement, or why are you looking for an online business? But it's a more kind of like soft approach to it, as opposed to just being like, why do you want to do this? So yeah, I just try and keep it really kind of like calm and cool, and just treat them, like Tom says, as if they were already on the team, or as if they were like a friend. And again, yeah, it just builds trust. It makes them feel more relaxed and like not scared and freaked out by the opportunity.
I think another example of just being real and being human with them is on Tuesday when England beat Colombia. I was using that as just a conversation point to build rapport with people that were messaging me. So there's one guy that I'm currently speaking to, and he's well up for the opportunity. He's just struggling to get his head around a few details. He messaged me directly and said, "Oh yeah, I'm interested in what you're offering. Can you tell me more?" I said, "Yeah, but firstly, I want to know how you are and stuff." And he said, "Yeah, I'm buzzing, mate. Just beat Colombia. We're through to the quarters." And I used that as a tool to build instant rapport with him by just getting into a bit of banter about the World Cup and just pretending he's one of the lads, and we've just watched the game together and we're just bouncing back and forth off each other. And I think because of that, he was more open to the more complex and hard to take in things that we have to say about the opportunity. That's all.
Mic drop. Don't drop it though. But yeah, if any of you kind of have a message or a question off somebody that you're unsure of, you can send it over to myself. You can put it into the Enagic group chat, that if you're not already in, you will be added into once you're officially affiliated. And yeah, everyone will be more than happy to kind of help you. And Joanne's mentioned that she saved a few messages, and what she means by that is people will ask how to respond to a certain message, and then somebody else will answer it for them in that chat, and you can literally save that up into your draft messages or something, so you've got that ready for if somebody asks you that question. So yeah, there's always someone on hand to give you help with messages, and it'll become second nature too, almost. Like there'll become a point where you're just like, oh yeah, it's fine, I've got this, and you'll just be messaging everyone without a care in the world. Right.
In relation to actually what you just said about draft messages, there is a feature within Pages where you can save replies. I don't know whether that was what you do, Joanne, but you can set up automatic replies. So you just go into that little menu and then click it. So what I've done on mine and Lily's page and on my personal page is I've set it up so that I only have to click like 2 times in order to send them a link to the web class, or a link to sign up, or a list of what because I found recently a lot of people have objections about the £79 investment and want to know really what they get. So I've got a reply saved of, for your £79 investment, you get this, and this for life, one-time cost. And then it's just literally, I don't have to type that out. I don't have to make the bullet points. It's already saved there, ready, and I just click send.
Also, in the files section of the CEO official group, there are, I think Rob's scripts are all typed up on like a Google document. So you can check those out, reword them for your own kind of like vocabulary. I know for me, I don't really say sup and some other things that Rob says. Can't think of anything right now. How was your vacation? But yeah, so just make some kind of like adjustments to fit you and how you would usually talk. But yeah, like there's literally so much available. Let me just check out this little message we've got. Oh, see you in a little bit. Right then. So, books. And obviously we've mentioned, we have already mentioned the magic today. So, oh, actually, I've just realised your T-shirt. Well, your jumper, actually. That's so cute in red. Love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so obviously we've already spoke about the magic. And yeah, my best advice is, so the day one practice, I just tend to use topics throughout my gratitude journal. So yeah, I think it's day 4 is health. So my gratitude journal on day 4 was everything I'm grateful for about my personal health. Another day, I think it's day 3 or day 5, is relationships. So I literally went through like the top 10 people in my life, including some people within CEO, friends and family, and I was grateful for each one of those people. Money, I think that's day 5 actually, isn't it?
Day 5.
Yes.
So money, I went through literally like it says to be grateful for everything you received as a child, to be grateful for what you've got now. So I literally went through like things that happened in my childhood, like Christmases, birthdays, that I was grateful for. And yeah, that's how I keep it fresh. I keep it kind of relevant to the day. And yeah, it just makes it a little bit easier for me to complete. So that's my best advice in terms of the magic. Think and Grow Rich. Has anyone read or reading this? Not yet.
Not yet.
My
Was that a
advice,
no way, Jenny?
Sorry, I had her on mute. It's no, not yet, but I will.
Okay. No way.
Not very
No.
good at lip-
As you can tell, I'm shit at lip reading.
Not reading that, definitely not.
Yeah, my best advice with Think and Grow Rich is get the most up-to-date version that you can. That's just because personally I just did not get on with year old English. I was like, what is this? And I ended up reading chapter 1 about 5 times before I even moved on. And then at that point I was like, do you know what, I'll pay for the audiobook.
I think you can actually get that on YouTube, like the full thing. I'm pretty sure I've actually started listening to that, but to send me to sleep, so I need to pay attention.
There is a, I believe Rob was saying literally on Sunday's Mastermind that there's now a 21st century version, and basically it's got kind of like up-to-date people in, so has it got Bill Gates in?
Yeah, instead of talking about Carnegie and stuff, it refers to Bill Gates' story and how he went from being a guy in a garage to a guy with a private island.
I think Richard Branson might even be in there. But yeah, so I think I will personally definitely look into rereading the 21st century version of it. I got generally kind of like what I needed out of it, but I think the 21st century version would be really good. I do also believe that there is a ladies version of it now. I think it might be an audiobook, but there is a ladies version as well, because it can be quite male orientated, Think and Grow Rich.
It was written in like 1905 or whatever it was.
When women were nothing, worthless.
Just the woe of men. But yeah, so that's my best advice, Think and Grow Rich. Tom did post a like infographic in the CEO official group. It will be some time ago now, so you'll have to put it in the search bar.
Yeah, if you just search my name, I've not really posted much in there, so you should be able to find it.
But yeah, it basically just kind of like outlines overall what you would get out of the book. So it's quite easy just to have a look over that and quickly digest it. And then also a happy pocket full of money. Anybody onto this? Anybody looked at it? No, not yet.
I started reading that.
You have?
Yeah, I'm reading that alongside the Magic, so obviously the Magic's only a chapter a day.
Yeah.
So that's a weekend read.
How are you finding it?
It's really good, enjoying it.
Yeah. I read You Are a Badass at Making Money, kind of instead of that. But that was purely because I read You Are a Badass, like the first book, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So I was like, right, I'm reading You Are a Badass at Making Money.
Well, I've not heard of that. I'm trying to write that down.
Yeah, really, really good books, both of them. Really kind of like laid back. She uses the F word. If you're offended by it, don't read it.
Highly offended.
But yeah, literally one of my favourite books. I have a little button as well.
She loves this thing.
It's a badass button.
I like it. Or an actual button.
My little brother brought it me for my birthday. I was like, oh, this is so cool. But yeah, so if anyone hasn't read You Are a Badass as well, really, really good book that I'd highly recommend. What's your book recommendation, this one?
Always. No, it's not just specifically this one, but the other version of it as well is fucking top notch.
What are the good sacrifice how to boss in your life?
This is Tom's recommendation. Sorted.
I'd probably say get this one over getting the original version of it, because this one's more of a guide to unlocking the good aspects of being a psychopath, which when you read that book, it basically affirms that every successful person ever is a psychopath.
It's an interesting read, even if you're like, what the hell is this book about?
It's very casual as well. So, like we were talking about on the previous slide, just doing stuff and not leaving it and stuff. And there's a quote here that I love from Andy McNabb, where it says the chapter's called "Just Do It," and it's one of the 7 deadly wins. And it says, "I can honestly say," comments Andy, "that the only time I ever feel like doing something is when I'm actually doing it. The decision to do it is always cold and clinical." That's that. Done.
Yeah, it's an interesting read. Tom's forever reading it to me. So I'd even recommend it, actually. There's definitely points in it that I've been like, oh, okay, I need to sort my life out. But yes, that's the Good Psychopath's Guide to Bossing Your Life. There we go. Here we are, Brian, fan pages. I know you started to go into the subject earlier on. But yeah, your fan page, for me, is just a place to be yourself. So Brian was saying earlier that obviously if you keep sharing other people's quotes too much, and every post is a quote post, and it's like a picture with a quote across, it's not a bad thing, but all that you're doing is like promoting somebody else's voice. So if you're always putting Tony Robbins quotes on, all that you're doing is, I don't know, like advertising Tony Robbins, essentially. You're not putting yourself and your voice and your opportunity out there at all. So definitely you can share other people's posts. There's not a problem with that. Tony Robbins, which is the TR, GV, Gary V, Ty Lopez. You can get them from Instagram, or just generally other people in the CEO movement, their posts. But yeah, my highest recommendation is that you guys kind of start getting comfortable with posting stuff about yourself, or it doesn't have to be a selfie or anything like that. It can just be a picture of the book and just say kind of what you've taken from it or why you're reading it, who recommended that book to you, why is that on your reading list. And yeah, just try and start kind of like putting yourself out there a little bit more. Because as I say, if you're just sharing kind of Tony Robbins posts all the time, all that you're doing is promoting Tony Robbins. So even if you take his quote and put it on like a blank picture or whatever it is that you create yourself, and don't necessarily even put that it was from Tony Robbins, just put words on a picture and make it your own. But yeah, my best advice is just be yourself, just online.
In terms of doing that, like stealing a quote and making it your own, don't look at it as I'm stealing something, because Tony Robbins is prime culprit in my eyes at the moment, because there's a quote that I saw the other day that said it was by Tony Robbins when it's actually not. It's a quote from a Greek philosopher, and it made me very angry. So just steal them all and make them your own.
Moral of the story: steal all the quotes.
Plagiarism all the way.
Yeah. Yeah, so literally, even if it's like a picture of yourself, you put a quote across the bottom or whatever it is, just make it your own and take ownership of it. Also, yeah, so inspirational quotes and pictures, you can get them from anywhere. I find the best place is Instagram. I just kind of search how I'm feeling and then get a million pictures. So that's what I like to do. I personally also... I've connected my Instagram to my fan page. That's because everything I post on Instagram is relevant for my fan page. So instead of kind of creating posts for the both of them, I will make a post on Instagram and then select for it to be sent to my Facebook page as well. And killing two birds with one stone, 2 posts done, different social media platforms, bish bash bosh. The way that I'd done that was just turn my Instagram account into a business account and connected my fan page. Just so you guys know, if you need any support or help with that, just pop me a message. And then we've also got down here go lives. I know Brian's done a go live now, haven't you, Brian?
Brian's done everything now. He's a legend.
Yeah. I've done like 3 go lives, I think. Done one on the CEO page, then personal page, and then done a public one, I'd say, like last week, I think.
How did you feel?
I was like sort of a bit nervous, and then I didn't like it was obviously I'd say it's public, but I done it where there wasn't many people, you know what I mean? Just like comfortable away. And I was just walking about talking for like 4 or 5 minutes.
Well done, mate. They can be quite nerve wracking. I've heard of people. Literally, I think it was Joseph from the US. He's got a go live in the CEO 30-day fast track group, and the first half of his go live, he's talking about how it took him 5 hours to press go live, and I was like, "Geez, how has he had 5 hours?"
He did genuinely look like
he looks a bit scared,
terrified. And he's not a small bloke either. He's a big police officer.
Yeah, he's a police officer as well.
Absolutely terrified.
So yeah, you're not alone. If you're scared of pressing go live, you're not alone at all.
I did a go live not too long ago when I was hosting the 4th week of this for Lily because she was ill, and I was shitting myself on that. And I mean, as you can probably tell, I'm a bit of a motor mouth when I'm on the mastermind.
But yeah, moral of the story, don't be scared, and if you are, press go live anyway.
Just do it. Remember, cold and clinical, every decision. Just do it.
The words come out and flows.
And just tell everyone how scared you are. That's literally what I done. One of my go lives is me telling people how scared I am. And I was like, I've done all kinds of things to prepare for this go live. I'm wearing my favourite perfume. I was like, you guys can't smell me, but it makes me feel better.
It makes you more comfortable, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So whatever it is you need to do, put a full face of makeup on, do it in the dark, whatever it is.
Don't think I'll be putting makeup on.
But yeah, you'll be fine.
And just a little thing on the side of like stats. Because of go lives, Facebook absolutely love go lives, and they'll organically push a go live more than they'll push any other content on your page, because it was authentically created on Facebook, and that's where they expect it to stay. And because the go live feature is set up like almost like a TV channel, where once a go live finishes, if there's a page in the same category as that page, it'll recommend other go live. So you could end up getting a random person just like, oh, I've finished watching this guy I like, and now it's recommending me this. I'll click on this. They watch you and they're like, yeah, this is sweet. I want to get in on this. So sale from just being live at one random point in the day.
Yep, frantic sales.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can benefit from Go Live so much. So just kind of like break out of that comfort zone. I done my first Go Live in June last year. And no word of a lie, I think it was 10 seconds long. I literally pressed Go Live and I was like, guys, I've handed my notice in at work, and then like finished, because I was just like, what is this? And then I literally like, my other advice is, once you've done one, do another one like the next week or the next day. As soon as you're comfortable, do another one. Because I waited then from June until December to do another Go Live. And I was in Budapest with Ryan Roberts, Richard, Adam, and Ryan was like, Lily, you're doing a Go Live today. And I was like, Ryan, I don't want to do a Go Live today. And he was like, you are doing a Go Live today. And I was like, please no. But I'd done that Go Live as well. And I'm babbling. I don't even remember what I say, to be honest. I go to show people the Parliament building and show them a Christmas tree instead. I know that much.
It was very funny. Like at the point when she went to Budapest, I'd only just really learned that she was doing this whole thing, and by accident I stumbled upon her page and I saw this Go Live and I was like, oh wow, what's this? I watched it and I was like,
what's she doing?
I'm not watching it anymore. About 20 seconds in.
Yeah, me and Tom only got together in like November, so I hadn't really told him too much about what I'd done, because I was like, he's going to think I'm crazy and I'm going to have to explain it in so much detail.
And I told her she was crazy for 2 months before I got involved.
Yep. So yeah, when he saw, yeah, he is. So when he saw my Go Live, he was like, what the hell is she doing? And as I'm wandering around showing people Christmas trees, I didn't even know what I was doing either.
Still doesn't know what she's doing.
But yeah, moral of the story, don't be scared. And do them. Just keep consistently trying to do them, because otherwise you'll feel as nervous the next time you do one as when you very first done one.
Yeah, I'm going to go for another one this week as well.
Good stuff, Brian. You're a legend, mate.
You are, mate.
You've done more Go Lives in the short time you've been involved than I've done since I started. And one of the only things on my digital vision board that I've not done is Go Live more than 5 times. And that's been on my vision board since I started at the end of February, start of March.
It's because like everyone's telling me, the more Go Lives you do, like you're showing that you're real person, you're not like a fucking robot.
Yeah.
The people are like looking at it, and I was just like, well, even if you're nervous, you may as well do it a few times, and then the more you do it, you'll start getting natural at it. Well, yeah, not be so nervous.
No doubt in my mind at all. A thing that Josh Stanier said a couple of weeks ago on the Go Live Mastermind is that even public speakers find going live hard, because unlike going in front of a crowd and speaking to people that you can see are listening, you're speaking to a camera that has no emotions. So
and then
you're effectively just talking to yourself, and that is a weird feeling. And the only way you're going to get over that is by actually doing it. But I will say that from having a big background in like technology and entertainment and stuff, people that come from doing stuff when they're speaking to a camera and go to public speaking transition a lot easier than those that go backwards.
Yeah.
There you go. The only way's up. Right then, guys. So, a new edition. If any of you have seen the replays, so we've got a new edition this week, and we will have for the month, which is our weekly challenge at the top. So by being here, you've agreed to do it. Sorry.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
Oh yeah, it's a thing.
Well, actually, I did know it was a thing. I just didn't know it was on yet.
So yeah, this week's challenge is to share a post, a photo, or a Go Live about the book you're currently reading on your fan page. So it's nice and easy, but like I said earlier on, it gets you and something more personal onto your fan page. So yeah, you guys can just do a post, like take a photo and do a write-up of kind of why you're reading this book, who recommended it. So if anyone buys this, I'm reading this book because Tom recommended it and he told me I was a psychopath. So that is your weekly challenge. Take a picture of it if you need to, a screenshot, whatever it is. And just some ideas for you. So like, why are you reading that book? Or what have you taken away from it so far? Would you recommend it to the people following you? Always bear that in mind as well. These people are following your page to get value and information from you because they see you as like a public figure. They see you as someone they look up to. So would you recommend this book to your followers? And if yes, why? If no, why? And yeah, I've just got a little note at the bottom. So it would just make your fan page a little bit more personal and also more relatable to your audience if you put yourself out there.
What I'll add to this as well is today I had someone comment on one of my ads saying, do you reckon this is legit, with tagging one of his friends? And I commented back saying, hi both, yeah, I'm happy to have a conversation with you about the opportunity and iron out any concerns you have. And his reply to that was, my only concern is whether you're legit. So my response to that was, go and check out my fan page. You can see my story there. You can see there are numerous posts about my life and stuff. And then I sent him a follow-up message with my story and then a bunch of videos from the community. And I think my only regret is that there aren't any go lives on my personal page. So
on your fan page or your personal?
Yeah, on my fan page rather. And because of that, like, he's only got photos to go on, and photos could be stolen from anywhere.
Yeah. I had a woman last night. She wrote a comment under my ad and said, what's a catch? So I just messaged her and just said, why does it have to be a catch for? She was like, well, it's like when you see something like this, there's always money involved in it. And I just told her, well, listen, you're running an online business. Obviously, you have to put money into it at some point. Or like, now I just like other messages and stuff, and she was actually digging it. She says, but it was like 1:30 in the morning. She was like, can I message you in the morning? Because it's 1:30, I have to get up early for work. So I says, yeah, it's okay, no problem. But so sometimes some of them just like ask you out there, like, what's the catch, so they can find out more about it.
Something I've started doing when people start throwing questions like that at me is I call their bluff and say, what do you think the catch is? And that throws them off because you just stand there as a brick wall. Like, their challenge has just bounced off, and they're on the spot. Then the ball's in their half of the court. So
I think also what that does is
it shows confidence.
It shows confidence, but it also enables you to directly answer their concern. Whereas if you were to just answer and be like, oh, what's the catch? This is what we do. This is what we're about. You're just like giving answers before you even know the question almost.
And you also appear defensive as well.
Yeah. So if you just ask them kind of, well, what do you think the catch is? Or like, I don't know. Yeah. And then you can get kind of like their response. Then you can react to that.
Yeah. That's why I'm just, like when someone messages me and they ask what the catch is or something, sometimes I'm not sure what to write back. So maybe you should just ask in the group and ask people what to write, but I just want to just do it myself.
But yeah, so this is your challenge one, and as Tom just mentioned, kind of with people commenting on your ads and being unsure of the whole opportunity, the best way to show them that it's real is to post things about yourself, your life, to do go lives, and just be really kind of like personal and in the moment with your fan page as well. And then when they check that out, they'll see kind of on my personal fan page, they'll see videos of me, they'll see videos of me scared, telling them that I'm wearing my favourite perfume, but they'll see a whole lot of other content too, and where I've come since that point also. So yeah, as I say, if you're just sharing kind of Tony Robbins stuff, you're promoting him and not yourself. So this challenge is just to get you guys out of your comfort zone a little bit, share something that you're currently doing, and yeah, just make your page a little bit more personal. So yeah, that is challenge one. If you need a recap of it, just let me know.
I'm yet to sort out my fan page, so Yeah, suppose that's my challenge.
There we go. That's your challenge. Get your fan page up and running.
Yeah, first week is on a win of the
Look
fan.
forward to your posts.
Okay.
Alex, how does your hair look better than mine after the gym?
I got a quick shower while you was all talking to start with.
I'm like, what the hell? Alex in the gym as well. But yeah, if you guys, I think I follow most of your pages. I will make sure to check out any ones that I don't at the moment. And I'll look forward to seeing your little challenge one posts. Everyone excited? Anyone scared?
Yes.
You scared?
It's daunting, isn't it?
It'll be okay. You don't. Wow.
No, it's fine. I'll just
I'm
think
not making you take a selfie with the book. You can just take a picture of the book. You can take a selfie with it if you want that.
No, I sort of want to go live because I ain't gonna go live. But
Yeah. Well, do whatever
isn't
you
it?
want. Even if you want to just kind of like.
Who cares what everyone thinks?
Indeed.
Exactly, just do it.
Just do it.
Fuck everyone else.
Should we like rub that up? Just do it.
Yeah, I think it's about putting yourself out there, and yeah, I think ordinarily you are concerned about, especially if it's the first time of putting together a fan page, who is going to see it, what are they going to say, so yeah.
Yeah. The only person that can change your life is you. That's all I can say.
Absolutely, Alex.
Exactly.
True.
And it's kind of like, well, are their opinions going to pay your bills?
There you go.
Are their opinions going to bring you sign-ups?
Here you go.
Nope.
Quote of the moment. Remember, you have the casting vote. You can't please all the people all the time. So I vote against yourself. I don't give a toss about what other people think about decisions I make. I mean, why would I? There are people out there who think that Malala Yousafzai is an arsehole.
What?
He's a peace speaker.
There we go. And I think, who was it? I don't know where we got his secrets around. There's I have to try and get it up for you guys and send it to you. But basically, there's like a graph sort of thing, a picture diagram in Expert Secrets that says if you try and please everyone, then like nobody's really going to listen to you because you're just a people pleaser almost. And then if you're too far the other end, everyone's going to hate you. So you have to find like a kind of like in between where you're opinionated enough that people will listen to you and be like, oh, okay, they actually have like a mind of their own, an opinion. They're not just agreeing with other people, but also just don't be an arse.
Yeah, you're not trying to be like popular or nothing, so just
exactly.
be yourself and like do things that people can relate to, and then everyone who likes it, and everyone who doesn't, fuck him.
There was there's a post on my fan page that I done a while back now, and I basically I saw a article about successful entrepreneurs, and it was like the 10 traits of a successful entrepreneur or something. And I literally read it and I was like, no, shit, no. That was how I went through this entire post, this whole article. So then I decided to make a Facebook post about it. And I was like, so apparently the 10 top traits of a successful entrepreneur are this. So I guess I'm failing kind of thing. And I was like, I don't eat oats for breakfast. And the picture was like of my bed in the morning, unmade, with like a tray on the bed with cereal and a cup of tea. And it was like, I don't drink smoothies in the morning. I don't eat oats. This is my crunchy nut cereal right here. And it was like all the things that it was completely going against that post. So yeah, just kind of still be yourself. Like that isn't me to kind of get up and eat some I don't even know what they were eating. Don't even know. But it's not me, and I'm not going to get up and drink kind of all kinds of herbal teas, and I just like my cup of tea.
Green tea.
But yeah, so just remember to be yourself, and just try not to care too much about what other people say or think. I think Josh Stanley has said that his like third, I think, go live, somebody commented on there like, oh, not you again, or oh, these go lives are pissing me off, or like was really negative on there. But like by the time he got to like his 14th go live, because he was doing one every day in January, and by the time he got to like his 14th one, his like views had like tripled, and there was more people like putting loads of positive comments and stuff like that. So it is just kind of like, there is going to be a period of time where you go through that kind of like negativity, or you feel like people are kind of going against you. But just keep going and keep spreading your message. I think was it Ryan that said to me the other day that when you get to the point where you feel like you're boring people with what you're saying, that's the point where they'll start listening. So if you make 100 posts of like, join my team, join my team, join my team, and then you're like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore, I must be like pissing people off. That's the point where they start to realise that, you know what, maybe I should join their team. He was like, so just keep going.
Yeah, I put up 2 posts today with my web link in it. Like 2 posts. I was wondering, like, am I trying too much here? Is that I'm trying too hard? But clearly not.
Keep going, mate. I'm a year in. You've got time yet. Right then, guys, I will let you go. We've been going for quite a while. But yeah, challenge 1. Let me know how you guys get on. And also, Alex, if you do your go live in CEO Movement, I look forward to seeing it. If not, I'll try and track it down somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I'll speak to you guys next week.
See you soon. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.